Welcome to the first round of trail techs for our 2010 ATV overhaul. In this series, we're going to be restoring this 1997 Polaris Scrambler I bought a few shows back to its original glory. For this project, we've agreed to a fixed budget. We'll be fixing what we can and only replacing things that are broken, proving you don't have to spend huge bucks on a rebuild to get yourself a good working ATV. When I first bought this Scrambler, I knew it needed some electrical work. The battery's nowhere to be found, and from what I'm guessing, the starter motor is probably in pretty rough shape. I tested the starter earlier, and it sounds like the Bendix is seized up. It won't throw the starter gear open, so I'm gonna have to peel this thing apart and see what's going on. In some cases, you'll notice that your starter motor looks pretty rough, but when you pull it apart, you're gonna realize it's fairly simple inside, and most times just needs some TLC. I use quite a bit of electrical contact cleaner to remove rust and grit, followed up by some dielectric grease to help keep moving parts lubricated. Now this little rusty piece is called a Bendix. It's essentially a small clutch pack that's driven outwards by inertia when your starter motor spins. If all goes well, this main gear contacts your starter motor on your ATV, and your ATV starts up. Our Bendix is seized up beyond repair, and this is one of those parts we declared to be unserviceable. To fix this, we ordered a new pure Polaris Bendix and just dropped it right in. Now our final repair is going to be to seal up the starter motor. Notice how these rubber gaskets are all gone and loose? If we leave it like this, the starter motor is going to fill back up with water and mud, and then we'll be back here to the same point in a very short period of time, repairing this all over again. We could just order new seals, however I decided to use a tube of all-weather gasket maker instead. This product can withstand high temperatures, it's non-corrosive, and exceeds the durability of a factory gasket. The last step is to reinstall the starter motor and put in a new battery. With any luck, we're going to have our Scrambler running off of the starter motor and not the pull start. Keep the battery disconnected as you'll be playing with the positive and negative terminals. Now we'll drop the ATV back on its wheels and install the new battery. If all went as planned, a turn of the key should deliver the sweet sound of a starter motor cranking over this two-stroke ATV. With the new battery installed and the electric starter fixed, we can move on to our final step, installing a new spark plug so that when the fuel enters the cylinder, we get the best burn possible. Changing the spark plug on a two-stroke that's more than a decade old is just good old common sense. We'll be assured of a more reliable firing plug, and truthfully, plugs aren't that expensive. Now that we've got the electrical system figured out on our Polaris Scrambler, make sure you stay tuned for more segments in this special series of trail techs.